Drumnut actually taking an expansion behind this. It may not be over yet, though. It may not be over yet. All aboard the choo-choo train, indeed. Oh, as catapult shots land on top of all those workers stacked up in a line. More land. Workers are going to be able to force this back, and I think he is going to be ahead after this. But he is going to take a lot of damage. So many workers on orange health. These riflemen not being microed back. Workers on top of these catapults now. You kind of need to give each other cover fire. And it is 10 to 12 workers, but Scriptan does have more units here. Scriptan's going to get in on top of this catapult, going to get the surround. It's going to be able to fire for a bit, but that's it. That's push done, and that's why you don't proxy a catapult, guys. But we are seeing a second base out of Drumknot pretty shortly here. And this tower did actually take Scriptan down to 3 less workers. He does have a significantly bigger army though, and he is going to find the workshop and the barracks. So this game will go on despite the early GGs. As I said, in a position like that where you're a base ahead, if you can just stall it out, you will be okay. You'll have the resources, and as long as you can avoid just getting sieged up, then like you can just build up enough to counter. So Drumknot walling off as much as he can here at the front, throws down a tower to ward off these few riflemen, but this is 2 catapults here for Scriptan, and I have a feeling that Drumknot's in a very difficult position. Scriptan is having to forcefully get his catapults out. He needs to remember to cancel that soldier. Scriptan finding all the proxy buildings of Drumknot here. It's got a forge, but I don't think it's got upgrades yet, no. Okay, so possibly a bit of an ambitious move there to sort of diversify his investment quite so much. Workshop's going to do down here, barracks shortly after, but killing off these is going to delay Scriptan down from actually sort of getting in there and doing much damage. He's going to check for the third, he's already checked the south third, and he's just going to start off a counter contain. He's already got 2 catapults, and he's going to deny most of the production of his opponent. Scriptan doesn't want to deny his own house because he needs the supply desperately. I wonder if he's realised. We shall see. But the advantage in workers is going to run out for Drumknot once they both reach 20 workers again. And Scriptan's just going to be able to do a lot of pressure. You can see he's got a bunch more riflemen and a bunch more catapults, and they're evening up on workers now. Drumknot's starting to get out some units and throws down some more barracks to support this. Scriptan kind of needs some more. Oh, he's getting another house. He's going to supply buff himself for a while. He's going to need another house after this. So, catapults starting to move out here now from Scriptan. They're going to take a while to get across the map. They're about half the speed, so they will take probably a full minute to wander across the map here, which I know that's slow, but that's catapults. And Scriptan just amassing, ready to start sieging up on Drumknot. There's very little Drumknot can do against this right now. Scriptan, I think, overestimates how strong Drumknot is right now. He knows he lost a bunch of workers, but I don't think he realizes that Drumknot is only sort of 4 workers ahead, and definitely behind an army, so he's playing perhaps overly cautious, which could allow Drumknot to get back into this game. Upgrade start for Scriptan, and looks like he's going to try and play this out to be a bit of a longer game. Drumnot's going to move out now as he starts his own forge. Going to see what damage he can get done, but if he gets this army caught out on the map, he's going to be in a lot of trouble. Because that will be it. His opponent will be able to just completely siege him up. Scripton needs more barracks, really. If we look here, he's going for double forges, but he's not got enough gold to fund what he's already got. And he's only got 1 barracks against his opponent's 4 now, down the bottom side. Drumnot's now going to come back up north and see what sort of damage he can do. I wonder if both players perhaps overestimated how much damage was done to that worker line. Because they're both playing as if Scripton's quite a far way behind. But Drumnot's only ahead in soldiers and 1 worker, which is not very much. Scripton now with +1 versus nothing. So any engagement is probably going to do really heavily in Scripton's favour. Drumnot does have more soldiers, which is nice. But we'll have to go for something quite heavy to beat this. Now the build hopefully we'll see out Drumnot if he gets any further. Oh, he is going to lose a soldier at the front here. Is hopefully going to be +2 soldier. That is the build that in the meta has been essentially developed to counter this Rifleman Catapult style. The Rifleman Catapult was really strong and popular for the longest time. Well, I say the longest time, for quite a while. Until players started doing this +2 soldier build. Because soldiers, if I just show you, have base 1 armor. Riflemen have base 6 attack. So +2 armor drops rifleman damage in half, which is ridiculous. It allows soldiers to close the gap and just clean up all the riflemen. Scripton now going for a lot of upgrades, but he really needs more production, or he will start to fall behind in that guard. In fact, he is already quite a way behind in army. And you can see, like I said in the first set, Drumnot, knowing he's a little way behind, is choosing to climb his way back in with tech. His opponent has gone for the same tech, so it won't work as well as it might have done, but it will help him get back in. Scripton now taking his 3rd base, as well as securing up his front here. And we really need to see another expansion out of Drumnot. Don't ever really see a 3rd quite this late into the game. But he's going to need it if he wants to support these bases. His main base is down to about 300 gold. Scripton's will be about the same. Okay. Scripton has a lot more gold. That's weird. Alright, how is that possible? I guess he split his workers between the two. You can actually see the gold income is actually really quite similar between the 2 players at the moment. And there we go, there's Drumnot's 3rd. Drumnot actually managing to pick up a work on the right hand side here, delay the space a little bit. But that's not going to do a huge amount, except really just confirm it's there. This +1 armor soldier is just going to trade really badly versus this +2 damage soldiers. There you go. No workers are going to die, this soldier's going to drop. There we go, down it goes. Drumnot. That's me trying to call things out. Drumnot not in fact going for a 3rd after all, but grabbing a Mage's Guild instead. Looking to land some fireballs. Or maybe he's just going for Heal Soldier, which actually can be really strong. Scripton going to restart his 3rd here. Oh no, going to go to town. Well, he needs to restart his 3rd. He doesn't want to fall behind. So, Drumnot down to a 1 base economy Gonna grab all his workers again, and this is gonna be another massive all-in pull from here. He has a lot more soldiers, even riflemen, down on workers and down on catapults. The catapults are going to be able to do a lot of damage if they land their shots. But this is a huge amount of soldiers. This is 15 versus 6. So if these soldiers can rush in, get close, and do damage, the catapult's going to be next to worth it. Scriptan sees now the all-in is coming down on the south side as he sees all these workers surround these soldiers. Soldiers are going to drop pretty quickly, and these catapults aren't firing. Scriptan now coming in on the top hand side as well. This tower's going to finish up for Scriptan though, which is really nice, as the catapults start to land in amongst the workers, which are going to take a lot of damage here. These upgraded catapults are going to do about 50 damage a shot. They start to rain down, but the soldiers get on top of them, and all the catapults get picked off here. Drumknot needs to decide where he wants to target. It's quite difficult for him to engage the third base now. He's going to try and pick off these towers. And he's going to send a bunch of soldiers down here to engage the riflemen. They are effectively on even upgrades. But Drumknot's rapidly falling in units. He's still got a lot of soldiers, which is nice. But he's 10 workers behind. And I think if Scriptan also... Well, Scriptan's got workers here, but he's actually dropped... He just dropped down 10 workers. I'm not sure where that happened. You can see Scriptan's now walling off his main base. He's got a catapult there to defend and a tower going up. It's going to be really hard to engage properly there. More soldiers pouring in now for Drumknot. But that's it. That's going to be the last of his gold reserve. He's trying to engage on this third base, but it's not working out in his favour. Soldiers are starting to drop down. And he can claim this third and do some damage. But he's behind in workers, he's not mining. And it's going to be really, really difficult for him to assault this natural base. I think he's going to send his workers home now. But that didn't go quite as well as he wanted. One more XOP there from Scriptan. As Drumknot will claim this third. That's going to be quite easy for him to do. Scriptan actually GG's there, which is interesting. Scriptan didn't have anywhere near enough production to really compete, but he was ahead on workers and mining like bases. So that's an interesting call from him. I think he possibly could have played that out a bit longer. But Drumknot's going to take the series 2-0. I don't know who Arachnosaurus is, but yes, I agree a little bit there. The final engagement was questionable. Wow, I'm going to have to read through this chat at some point. And according to TZK, my keyboard sounds sexy, which is pretty good. Oh, Scriptan, that wasn't a waste of time, man. That was awesome. So, and Scriptan, by the way, if you're still tuning into the chat, you will get world rank points for this tournament, and if you're on the forums, you will get a participation badge. As much as that sounds condescending, you will get a badge for being here and actually playing in the tournament.